In this video, we're going to look at the term euphemism. Here is a definition for euphemism. A euphemism is a term that uses agreeable or inoffensive words to replace rude or offensive ones. Usually the purpose of a euphemism is to be sensitive or diplomatic, or, if the situation allows, to be funny. We'll do more on that later. Let me show you an example of a euphemism. Imagine our budgie Joey is not well and we have to give him a lethal injection. You can't say to your children, "The vet gave Joey a lethal injection." These are offensive words, so instead we choose different words. We would say something like, "The only option the vet had was to put Joey to sleep." Now, to put Joey to sleep is a euphemism. It's a euphemism for to give a lethal injection. Just so you know, Joey is absolutely fine, and here he is. Here is another example of a euphemism. The CEO fired John. Now, fired is offensive. It's quite an aggressive term. Words that might be said to the staff to protect the CEO and to protect John might be, "After his interview with the CEO, John is now seeking a career change opportunity." This is a euphemism. Seeking a career change opportunity is a euphemism for have been fired. Now, euphemisms are common in politics and business, and also in everyday life in uncomfortable discussions. So let's start by looking at a euphemism in a politics setting. "We will attack the regime," government might say. Now, will attack is an offensive term. It is clearly aggressive. So instead, a politician may say something like, "Our active defense will be initiated against the regime." So this is a euphemism, active defense, and it makes it look like it's the opponent's fault that you've had to initiate the active defense. Here is another one. A recession is pending. Now, politicians do not like the word recession. It is very negative. So instead, you may hear a politician say something like, "A period of negative growth has been forecast." A period of negative growth. This is a euphemism for recession. So hopefully you're starting to see how euphemisms can be used to be diplomatic or inoffensive or sensitive. Let's look at some business euphemisms. The task is impossible. Well, this word impossible may be offensive because it's so negative. Instead, you may hear a business person saying, "The task will raise some unique challenges." Raise some unique challenges. This is a euphemism for is impossible. It just has a far more positive spin. Let's do another business one. Simon has been fired. Well, fired is offensive. It's aggressive. Simon has been dehired. Dehired is a euphemism for fired. It's clear what it means. It's not even a real word, but it is a little less aggressive than fired. Let's now move on to how euphemisms are used in uncomfortable discussions. Now, uncomfortable discussions may include topics such as death, or sex, or going to the toilet, or disabilities. So look at this. When did Jack die? Now, this could be offensive, especially if you're talking to a relative of Jack. So it's insensitive. When did Jack pass away? This is a euphemism for to die, and it's far more sensitive. But look at this. When did Jack die? If we're not talking to a relative of Jack, this could be described as normal language. And in that situation, somebody may try to be funny. When did Jack give up the oxygen habit? So this is still a euphemism, but it is just someone trying to be funny. So euphemisms can also be used to add humour. But you can see how if this euphemism were used in front of a relative of Jack, it would be far from funny. Okay, let's clear that. So, just to make the point, let's look at our definition again. A euphemism is a term that uses agreeable or inoffensive words to replace rude or offensive ones. Now, just bear in mind that the word agreeable also covers witty, but using a witty euphemism has to be done with care. So here are some normal terms: fat, dead, vomit, and you can see that they are offensive. So diplomatic or sensitive versions of these might be plus-sized or passed on or ingurgitate. Now, ingurgitate is a rare word and it's a technical word. And actually, using rare words and technical words is one way of creating a euphemism. And as we've covered, there are also funny euphemisms. And funny euphemisms are usually visual or candid to the point of being offensive. So fat, a salad dodger; dead, plucking turnips; vomit, pray to the porcelain god. I can't leave you with a slide that ends pray to the porcelain god, so let's bring back a more helpful slide. So remember, euphemisms are seen in politics, they're seen in business speak, and they're seen in everyday life in uncomfortable discussions. Especially in discussions around death, sex, the toilet, or disability. And they're usually used to be sensitive or diplomatic, but they can also be used to be funny. That is everything I want to say about euphemisms. Thanks for watching.